Now, let's get on to our next show. And I'm so excited. I might just spend an hour talking about this. And that is, of course, Gotham. Gotham. You know what? I'm just going to throw that out. I'm going to throw that up a lot of times when I talk about this show. Gotham. You're making me want more. We were introduced in season 1 to a character named Jerome, and everybody thought, and everybody, they knew, absolutely knew, that Jerome was supposed to be everybody's favorite villain, the Joker. Turns out, not so much. Unfortunately, the Joker was Jerome was a short-lived dream, which all the writers knew, and I hate to say it. I hate to be the one who's like Mr. Smarty Pants in the room, but when you label your episode The Last Laugh, and your main villain for the season so far, all he does is laugh, everybody's gonna know that he's gonna get it. But the way he went out was just molto bene. Oh yeah, I'm very terrible at speaking other languages as well. But I have to say, not the way he went out, but the way he went out. Jerome, who was played by Cameron Monaghan, and I couldn't stop raving about him last week, he embodied and embraced that in which we call the Joker, without actually being the Joker. And the Joker is a villain that everybody knows and everybody loves for one reason or another. Maybe it's not his maniacal laugh. Maybe it's not his maniacal way he is. But the Joker is someone who's quick with a joke or a punchline, and then he's quick with the way he kills you. He's one of the most mysterious villains out there. And he doesn't always have a rhyme or reason to do things. He just does it. And that's just the beauty of the Joker. And Heath Ledger's Joker in The Dark Knight, from the Nolan series, he explained, I just do things. And, rest in peace, Heath Ledger. That's exactly what he does. He does things to see things burn. He does things because it's fun. He does things because it makes him laugh. But those are not, that's not something that you can do. That's not something you could say in court. You can't go in court and the judge sit there and the district attorney is looking at you and says, Mr. Joker, why did you blow up Gotham's Central Bank and then kidnap an entire school bus full of children and threaten to set it on fire? Because I thought it was funny. That's not why the Joker does things. He just does it. And it's beautiful. The chaos, yes, nobody likes chaos and all that kind of stuff, but it is just, it's just so theatrical. And Jerome was embodying that without actually having any sort of makeup or any scars on his face, but he was the idea of the Joker. And I think that's what the writers and the creators of Gotham really wanted people to see, was the idea of the Joker. And of course, towards the end of the episode, yes, it was unfortunate that they did lose him, but hey, listen, the writers know what they're doing, and the season is still called Villains Will Rise, and you kind of think, if Jerome was the embodiment of the Joker, will someone be the Joker later in the season? Will we get to see that? Or will the Joker be someone like in the Nolan series that just came out of nowhere and just showed up? We don't know. We don't know. Well, we'll find out as the season goes on, but I think the writers and the producers of that show, of Gotham, really wanted people to just feel that sense of the Joker without actually putting the Joker in the show. I read an article earlier today saying that they're thinking maybe Barbara will be a female one, not necessarily a Harley Quinn, but a female version. And to which I say, well, what is Barbara actually doing? We all know Barbara eventually becomes Barbara Gordon, like later in the universe when when Bruce Wayne, when Jim Gordon becomes, later on in Jim Gordon's life, he eventually marries Barbara and all that sort of stuff. But as of right now, she's a psychopath. She's completely a psychopath. I mean, she's having fun. And it's really creating a different sort of Batman universe, Gotham universe, than what I think we're all used to. And I gotta say, they're doing a great job with it. It's some of the show during the last season did kind of lose it a little bit, and I did state my problems with it before. But I have to say that they're doing a fantastic job with this season so far. And the first 3 episodes, was it 3? Yes, the first 3 episodes showcased Jerome, and he was center stage for this one, rightfully so. But as far as another villain rising, well, I think we're gonna see that. I think we're gonna see the this sort of billionaire, someone who wants to create his own villainry and then be the savior. Kind of like, I'll blow up that building, but I'll be the first one with a bucket of water to put the fire out. Something like that. And we're seeing that in, the character's name is Theo Galavan. And he's a billionaire, and if you haven't seen the first episode of Gotham from this season, well, then I just have to throw something like this up. Never mind. I don't have to throw that up. Anyway, Galavan, Theo Galavan, which sounds like Gallivant, which is a show. I just got that. Gallivant. He was the ones who broke out all Robert Gordon, Jerome, and all the maniacs out of prison. And his sister is a bit of a murderess herself, and she is quite good at what she does. And in this episode, in this last episode on Monday, we got to see what he was really trying to do. What he wants to do is tear a city down and then be the one to build it back up. Now, I say to you, would that be like a mentor type thing for when Bruce Wayne wants to take on, because Bruce Wayne, he's going to be a billionaire. He actually probably is a billionaire. And by all means, one day he's going to want to save the world and save Gotham. And we're going to see him fight Superman at some point to do so. And I gotta say, I think Bruce is gonna use Galavan as a type of mentor or a type of role model. And he sees this billionaire who has all this money and he's trying to do good in the world. But he's then also going to learn everything that in which, of course, puts him into the shoes of Batman. The Batman that we all know and love. But hey, someone's got to have a mentor. We know Ra's al Ghul is from the Nolan series, is the one who taught him all the principles and all that stuff, but someone's got to have someone to look up to. I mean, unfortunately his parents are dead, not to put it lightly, but hey, parents are dead. So yeah, that kind of throws a thing. And going back to Barbara, are we going to see her kind of like in the end of last season where she had to make a name for herself? Or she had to make a decision. And the ogre killed her parents, but she kept saying she killed her parents, and that's why she ended up in jail in the first place. And, you know, you're kind of sitting there like, well, you've been in jail. You've been with all these lowlives and everything like that. Why don't you embrace who you're going to be? Or is she going to decide that this was just a phase? You know, just like college. It was just a phase. Nobody really cares. It was just a phase. Nobody cares. We'll see what happens. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? She actually kills someone? Come on now. Come on! But yeah, Gotham, you did a great job. You did an absolutely great job. 100%. That episode was just Rotten Tomatoes 100%. I don't even know if that's true. You could fact check me later and write it in chat. But I have to say, congratulations to Cameron Monaghan. You have made it into my personal Hall of Fame for the Joker. And you're right up there with every single person that's played the Joker, because everyone that's played the Joker has written the Joker has done nothing but divine work. And I can't wait to see Suicide Squad and see Jared Leto and see what he brings out. I mean, come on. The guy's a method actor. He lost all the weight. He gained all the weight to be Mark David Chapman in Chapter 27. He lost all the weight to be what's her face in Dallas Buyers Club. The guy gets into all of his characters, and I mean, you're given the opportunity to be one of the biggest characters of all time. Yeah, sign me up. I'll watch that over and over again. I'll just watch his parts over and over again. If I can get a copy of Suicide Squad, but just the Joker lines, I think I'll be happy. I really do. I really think I'll be happy. All right, if I could get a copy of Suicide Squad with just the Joker and Harley Quinn scenes, not even together, just separately and together, all of them. If Harley Quinn's in a scene and she speaks, and the Joker's in a scene and he speaks, that's it. I'm good. I'm good to go. And then maybe the beginning sequence with Viola Davis, because we all know about Viola Davis. Yeah, it is just a lot of fun. Seeing the Joker like that. So, Yeah, man. Yeah. That's Gotham. That is Gotham. And towards the end, and at the very end of the episode, at the very end of the episode, when we saw Jerome, when we saw Jerome, yes, we're still talking about Gotham. When we saw Jerome on the slab in the morgue, he was smiling. But then what they started doing was they started doing bump shots of people in various places, and they were watching a news. They were watching a news story about Jerome's death, about how Theo Gallivan was the man who saved Gotham from this tyranny, from this Joker-type character, from this laughing killer. And people started laughing. Just one by one started laughing. And then people started doing terrible things to other people. They mugged someone. A pair of gentlemen mugged someone. And then they killed. And then one of the men killed the other man. And while doing so, they were laughing. And again, Jerome may not have been the Joker, but he was the embodiment of the Joker. And when he died, it was like a smoke. It was like something came out over Gotham, and now everybody is the Joker. And maybe we'll see down the line in the season the call for a Joker. Maybe we'll see. Maybe the writers will bring someone who is specifically set to the Joker character. But as of right now, Cameron Monaghan did a fantastic job. If you want to see a great couple of episodes 1, 2, and 3, Gotham Season 2, watch them now, leave the stream, go watch it, tell me how you think of Jerome. He was a fantastic, absolutely wonderful character. So sad to see you leave. R.I.P. See you in the next one. And Cameron, we'll see you in Shameless. You got so much more going on. It might be it won't be a short stream tonight. No. We'll try to go for the full. I want these streams to kind of go for, hour and a half, 2 hours type thing. I did that on Sunday, and I kind of rambled and everything like that. But that's what I want to do. Yeah. Gotham. So that was Gotham. All about Monday night. Gotham. Why don't we lighten it up a little bit? Talk about sitcoms. Yeah, let's talk about some sitcoms. I watch sitcoms too. I don't watch these drama shows. So the first one we'll watch, it's actually I stopped watching it for a while and then went back to watching it. It's The Big Bang Theory. Starting season 9, a lot of questions were asked, and we saw two of the main characters going to elope, and things got a little tense. And then, of course, Sheldon and Amy aren't together, and at first they were taking a break, and then he got a little overbearing, as he always does, and she decides that she doesn't want to see him anymore. It's just... It's a sad world in The Big Bang Theory. But this week, they decided to kidnap Sheldon and take Leonard on Leonard's bachelor party. Now, you did hear me right. They kidnapped Sheldon, and then they brought Leonard on Leonard's bachelor party. Now, I know social, or how they like to say it, social standards or social whatever, likes to you kidnap the person who the party's for. But in this case, it probably was easier to kidnap Sheldon. I probably would have kidnapped Sheldon if given the choice. And it was funny. They took a van. They we're going to Mexico and doing all this fun stuff, and it didn't go exactly as planned, but that's a sitcom. You know, things don't go as planned, we'll make fun of it. And then the girls, they face some hard truths. Amy called her mom to tell her that she got a piercing. Penny called her dad to tell her that she got married. In turn, he killed her pet pig. All sorts of feels for the girls. Feels for the girls. And yeah, it was. I mean, not much to say about. It was only the third episode of the season, and you know, sitcoms go for like 20 episodes or something like that. But come on, good. It was good. You know, it's just same old laughs, people laughing at Sheldon, people laughing with Sheldon, and all that kind of stuff. It was, you know, it's just regular old sitcom, same sciencey jokes. The van they took was from a famous physicist, not a physician. I don't know who the physicist is, but I barely know any of the science that they do on there. Go high school education on that one. I do have a college degree. If my mom is watching, I did graduate college. You were there. It's just my science is just it's still there. Another sitcom that I am watching, it's an oldie but a goodie. I say oldie but a goodie, but it was revived by Netflix to air its last season. I gotta say that it's Arrested Development. Ooh, that did not fit. Arrested Development. So Netflix. Tristan Tack. Thank you so much for following me. Thank you so much. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the new stream. We're talking TV shows. If you got any TVs or anything, any TV shows that you want to talk about, let me know. Any TV shows you want me to watch, let me know. We're talking about Arrested Development right now. I just started the season 4. When I first started watching it, I did not like how they were separating the episodes. That, like, it was Michael's Arrested Development. It was Lindsay's Arrested Development. It was George Michael's Arrested Development. I wasn't really into that. I wanted the episodes to be more like the old show, but I guess in the instance of people contracts and all that stuff, I guess behind the scenes stuff that a lot of people don't really know about, or probably do know about, it's just on the internet, not where I'm looking. They decided to do it this way, and all the episodes and whatnot are shot like that, where it just follows one character throughout the whole thing. And yeah, I'm liking season 4 a bit more because I'm actually watching it more for the jokes and trying to put aside that whole thing. But Arrested Development is always great with the jokes, just like, you know, the references back to Charlie Brown. Every time they mention Anne, her, and then just David Cross as Tobias Funke. It's just so funny. He's just like one of the episodes in the earlier seasons where Michael tells Tobias to just record yourself and just hear what you have to say, and then they do a cut scene where Tobias is actually listening to himself, and he goes, nope, that's good. No, that's good. You know, who wants a banger in the mouth? Oh, I'm sorry, you guys are in the U.S. Who wants a sausage in the mouth? It's just, it's absolutely, come on. It's great. It's a funny show. It's a really funny show. I recommend it. It became a Netflix show for season 4, so now Netflix has all 4 seasons, so definitely recommend watching it. I don't know if they're going to do a movie or anything like that. I haven't really been keeping up with it. It was just one of these days I was like, you know what? I need something in the background. Arrested Development, go for it. So, I'm really happy that I've started watching Arrested Development, and I started watching season 4. So, for all of you fans out there of Jason Bateman, of Michael Cera, of David Cross, and I forget what his name is. He plays Job. Whoever plays Job, not Will Forte. Will Forte's in The Last Man Standing, not Last Man Standing, but Last Man on Earth. Can't get into that show. It got weird. Quickly. But Arrested Development is absolutely great. Another sitcom I watched was, and I think I need to get this off my chest, is it's also off the air, and they were going to do a spin-off, but that got thrown out quickly. It's How I Met Your Mother. How I Met Your Mother... How I Met Your Mother. How can I put this? How I Met Your Mother was just it's just a show. How can I say this? How I Met Your Mother was just a show. The jokes were all the same. Neil Patrick Harris having an awesome time. By the way, if people, I don't know, I'm not going to say I know Neil Patrick Harris personally, but I follow Neil Patrick Harris on Instagram and Twitter. By the way, if you haven't, you should. I don't know his Twitter handle off the top of my head. I could find that out for you, but I'm not going to. But anyway, Neil Patrick Harris, he always had the same jokes, and it was just getting old. So I stopped watching it about season 7. So I didn't get to see the last 2 seasons. And so I went back, because all 9 seasons are on Netflix, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to watch it. Fresh eyes, I'm going to watch it. I knew what happened in the finale. I know how many people are upset by it. But I have to say, I saw it come. I saw something like it coming. Even though I knew it was coming, I saw it coming just by watching season 9. Season 8 and season 9 obviously were the seasons that they knew it was the end, so people knew it was going to end, all this stuff, so they were writing it for the end. They had their mother. You got to see how Ted and the mother got to meet, and then all of a sudden, the series finale happened, and the series finale was just not working out too well. The series finale, it tied up a lot of the loose ends, but then what it did was it just cut the loose. It tied it into a nice knot, and then someone just took scissors and just cut the knot, and you just watch all the yarn or string or whatever you want to call it just fall to pieces. All in 2 episodes. 2 half-hour episodes. I mean, come on, guys. You could do better than that. Yes, the jokes were the same. Everything was people were getting serious because of different TV, because of different things, where Marshall and Lily had a baby. And Neil Patrick Harris, his jokes were becoming the same, but he was getting married, so he was getting nervous and all that stuff. But during the last season, I don't know if anyone else picked up on this. If you did pick up on it, just let me know in chat. I don't know if you picked up on this, but in the last season, whenever they were doing scenes in the future of Ted and his wife married, there were hints that something awful was going to happen. All throughout season 9, that's what you saw. You saw these little hints. One that I can think of that was probably the biggest hint that hit us in the face was she mentioned that her mother didn't, or they mentioned that he was telling the story of how Robin's mother wasn't going to make it, or something with Robin's mother, and it was negative. And it was before the viewers met Robin's mother. Robin, Ted started to cry when his wife mentioned that oh, it's okay, mothers don't always make it to everything. Well, apparently that's a sore subject. Did Ted's wife's mother not make it to the wedding? Did they just hear the bad news and that's why they're back in Shoreville or wherever their vacation was? There's a lot of questions. And then there was like a lot of subtle things where Ted was always a very emotional person, but there were times where he got over emotional about his wife. And yeah, and Ted, and you saw it coming. The problem I had with the series finale was how quick, I think they were trying to go for the quick and painless. We're just ripping the Band-Aid off and just saying in 2 sentences, and when your mother got sick and eventually died, rip. Well, there goes that storyline. You know, they do the whole thing where Ted was supposed to get married to Robin in the end. So the whole show was based off the fact that Ted was supposed to be married to Robin, but everything fell through, so Ted married this other woman who I'm sure he fell deeply in love with. And yeah. And then you just saw that Ted was going to, or that his wife was going to die. I mean, they didn't drop so many hints where you sat there and said, oh, the wife's dead. The wife is so dead. Or else she would be sitting with him. But you did get an inkling that something bad was going to happen, or that something bad would happen here, or something. Something was up. It was just one of those gut feelings that you have. Do you know those gut feelings? You know those gut feelings. So yeah, so that was the How I Met Your Mother speech, and the jokes get old and whatnot. They get run over. There's only so many times you could hear Neil Patrick Harris say, legend, wait for it, dairy. I mean, he's probably just doing this. Or maybe not, because that's just not his lifestyle. But anyway, he's taking it to the bank. Definitely taking it to the bank. But all in all, it was a good show. It was a very wholesome sitcom. You know, there was a lot of things that they went over and that they discussed in a manner that was funny, yet it was getting the message out there. And that was childbirth, weddings, all the stuff that people usually deal about with families and friends and stuff like that. But they always had friends and they were always together. And I think that's what they were trying to get at with How I Met Your Mother, was that not that, you know, the story of meeting your mother is second to your friends, but your friends will always be there for you. No matter what, your friends will always be there with you. Family will always be there for you, and if you treat your friends like your family, everyone will always be there for you. So How I Met Your Mother was a great story with that. And as I'm saying this, I'm thinking of another one of my actually this is hands down my favorite sitcom of all time. And that's Scrubs. Scrubs, if you watch it again, which I've done about 2 or 3 times, I might start rewatching that show again tonight when I try to go to bed, or when I wake up ridiculously early because I'm so excited to go to Comic-Con tomorrow. Did I tell you I was going to Comic-Con tomorrow? Because I'm going to Comic-Con tomorrow. Only tomorrow. I want to say Scrubs is a dramedy, not even a comedy, but a dramedy. That makes more sense. There's more life stories, and there's more dramatics into it, and then there's always the antics in between. The guy love between Turk and JD, the overabundance of trying to be accepted the acceptance between JD and Dr. Cox, the on again off again relationship of Elliot and JD. It's just funny, but at the same time it's real emotion, and I almost feel that. And if you saw if you watched me my stream on Sunday, you know that I'm not a big fan of Grey's Anatomy. It's not a favorite show of mine. There was an episode of Grey's Anatomy, of Scrubs, and another medical show. It might have been ER. I don't know if ER was still on at the time, but but it was 3 medical shows. And all of them were playing How to Save a Life by The Fray. And they were all doing these montages of people dying and the doctors doing everything they can. I may be biased in this. I watched all 3 episodes just so I can say this. And yes, this is probably most likely coming from a biased person, but I have to say, Scrubs did it the best. Hey, Super John! What's going on? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. We're talking about Scrubs and how Scrubs, a dramedy show, beat out Grey's Anatomy, a drama show, and possibly ER, another drama show, in using How to Save a Life in a drama sequence. I mean, it like just seeing Dr. Cox gets so emotional about it, and you just sat there and said, "Wow." I mean, I don't think all doctors think this way, but I hope there's a doctor out there that feels this way. And from there on in, Scrubs is always a favorite show of mine. I don't recognize that last season where they did the medical school. That was a mistake. That was like running How I Met Your Father. That's just not right. The medical school was just a fluke. I don't even count it as a season. Whenever that season pops up on my Netflix or Hulu or Amazon, wherever it is right now, no, please, no. Don't waste my time. Don't waste my time. It was a valiant effort, but if you can't get the original cast to all be in it at the same time, there's really no point in doing the show. Am I right? I'm right. Let's be honest here. But Scrubs was a lot of shows where they dealt with a lot of different, very, very, very deep emotions, where it was people, best friend or a family member dying, someone that you're close to dying. It didn't just do an episode where someone died. It did an episode where the people around that person were going through the certain emotions that they needed to go through in order to accept that this person was dying. There were still jokes in it, and the characters showed something that they showed real human emotion, and they did a wonderful job. I'm going to keep talking about Scrubs probably in other streams as well, but I just wanted to, since I'm doing sitcoms and I'm talking about my favorite sitcoms, why not talk about it? Come on. It's Scrubs. Scrubs is great. You're delivering. I hope you're not watching me while you're physically driving, Super John, or on a bike or something like that. I don't want you like with your phone or something. Like do you have CarPlay? Tell me if you have CarPlay and you're just watching. And I hope people are getting their pizzas in time. But hey, man, it's great to have you in the stream while you're delivering pizzas. That's awesome. That is cool. That's cool. So yeah, man. So yeah, so that was sitcom talk. Arrested Development, How I Met Your Mother, Scrubs, and The Big Bang Theory. Um, I do watch other sitcoms. I'm trying to think which other ones I watch like on a day. Oh, I watched The League, and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. So I watched The League. I'll probably talk about that on my Sunday stream because Wednesday is it comes out. The new episode comes out tonight. I think I'm like an episode. Super John with the follow. Yes. Super John. The Super John. The Super John. There's only one Super John. I want to say congratulations, man. Thanks for following. Welcome to the new nerd in town. So yeah, let's continue. Let's